guys, it's RoyalFosse here. Thanks a lot for sticking with me for another video. Last couple have been on how to make money on NeoFly. I thought I'd do something a bit different today. It's another route of how to make some decent money on NeoFly. However, it's actually integrating some flying for a change. So if those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, basically I'm talking about exploration sites. I'm sure some of you may have looked at it before, but not actually realised what they were. But if you click on the third tab down on NeoFly, over the world somewhere, at one location at a time, you will see this purple exclamation mark, and that is actually an exploration site. They move around all the time. They obviously go out from time to time, but they explore before the 1st of the 12th of December is how long you've got to explore this one, and then it will go and it will move location. So, for those of you who don't know how to get there, or a quick way of getting there, but basically what you have to do is, I literally fly out of the UK, so it's quite hard to get up here. I look at the nearest airport, which is this one here at this current moment in time, which is Echo Foxtrot Kilo Juliet. And if you go onto your pilot tab here, you can move your pilot to any location or airport or any aircraft, or to a hub if you want to, but you put in here Echo Foxtrot Kilo Juliet and you will put there. Be mindful that it does cost quite a bit of money if you're a long way away. From the UK, it's cost me £29,000 to transport my pilot here. Then what you do is exactly the same thing. You search around the particular airspace for an aircraft that you either want to buy or rent. Have a look at the location that you're in. Obviously, there is water where I am here. It doesn't mean that the exploration site will necessarily be in water, but it is a good hint. So what that basically means is I need something with floats. So I've had a look around the whole of the marketplace of the area, the closer that you can be, and then I've looked for an aircraft. Be mindful of the aircraft that you pick, that some of them, especially if you ticked a load of boxes, that have like Cessna 208B Grand Caravan X-Ray, may not actually be the stock Microsoft Flight Simulator aircraft. The stock Microsoft Flight Simulator aircraft will normally have a Sobo by the side. That's basically what it means here. So this one here, this Cessna Skyhawk floaters, it actually has a Sobo on the end, which means it's the stock aircraft. So this, I've currently brought this. It's at Echo Foxtrot Victor Romeo at the moment. I'm going to insure it to make sure it's insured. I've brought this aircraft close by because then I can sell it again afterwards. Then all I need to do is bring this aircraft to pilot location. Echo Foxtrot Kilo Juliet is going to cost me £3,700, which is nothing in the grand scheme of things. Once it's there, I can now put Royal or my pilot into it, and then what will happen is everything will go green. Okay? And then what it's doing here is saying, please set your parking brake to start the mission.
Hello, Captain. Nice to see you again.
Parking brake is set. If you don't know, if you have an aircraft that doesn't have a parking brake, you can click this tool down here, which manually activates the parking brake.
Start your engine.
Okay. So I'm not going to go into the plates or anything. This is a bit of a fun flight, so I'm going to be flying out of this Echo Foxtrot Kilo Juliet here, taking a western course and going to explore this area here. Okay. Be mindful that you need to know the area that you're landing. You know, if there looks like there's a lot of brush in that, you may not actually be able to land and actually get to the place. So don't spend an awful lot of money doing this, but you do have to spend a bit of money to gain a bit of money. Just so you know, from the marketplace, most places always, so this, when I fly back to the same location, if I'm successful in the Explorer, if I get gold, I can sell it for 57,000 per gold, and if it's an artifact, if I'm lucky to have an artifact on board, you know, you can sell it for some serious cash into your millions down there, okay? Right, so that's enough of that. I'm going to jump into the cockpit now, and let's get on to this western course that we can. So I'm going to get rid of the yoke to start with. I'm going to master avionics. I'm going to put the beacon and strobe on. I'm going to make sure my fuel selector's on all, and I'm going to put the fuel valve on. Just going to prime the engine just a bit. And then what we're going to do is just kick this over.
Everything looks good from where I'm sitting.
And that's her all started there. So I'm going to enter these. And for those of you who don't know, guys, as always, I'm going to use the GTN 750. I'm going to cruise at about 3,000 feet today. We may go lower, just so you know. Get that on. I'm going to get the heading selected, put the autopilot back off. I'm going to give a full lock, make sure everything's working, elevators are working, that's all okay, rudder's into play as well. And then I'm going to get my GTN 750. If you've seen up here, I've just currently got the GSX mode for the gameplay. I'll probably end up doing a video on that. But get this started. Flight plan will be set into Echo Foxtrot Kilo Juliet, and then I'm gonna destination is Echo Foxtrot Kilo Juliet, so I'm gonna go back to it as well. I just do this so I can get the wind speed and that. So without this, guys, I'm gonna get the parking brake off and we're gonna get rolling. Have a good look around, make sure we're all okay, and then gonna have a look at where the taxiway is. Look, I'm doing a good 380 here, so we'll spin back around again because I'm just looking for the taxiway. Obviously, I haven't been on this this airport before, so I'm gonna get a stage of flaps down, get ready for the takeoff, full movement. And we'll head down to the taxiway now. So wind direction is pretty much parallel to the runway at the moment, or so I'm gonna pick this runway and just take off on here. I'm not sure what the runway designator is at the moment. Like I said, this is a bit of a fun ride. I'm not going to take it too seriously. So hold it down. Full flap, good look around, making sure everything's okay. And get all my lights on, landing lights on, and let's go, full throttle.
Enjoy your personal flight, pilot. You can search for more jobs after you land.
Bit of lag there. Just gonna get a bit of throttle up. And we're just gonna pull back and get a nice and steady in the climb. Gears up, landing lights and that can go off. And I think what we might end up doing is going to about 2,000 feet, I think. So I'm just getting autopilot into play here. Just change the CDI over onto GPS. And we'll get this going. Up to 2,000 feet now. Fuel pump's off. That's all okay. Fuel lever's off. and then we'll just check with NeoFly now to have a look if so we can go a little bit more over to the right hand side and take a nice westerly course. So I'm going to bring the throttle back now. Just so we bring this RPM back, and I'll start just get that mixture just before it drops. So it's dropping a bit now, so I'll put it back up. And I think we're probably going to stick about there, to be honest. That's looking like 1,000 feet, and I think we'll just cruise along at 1,000 feet. So guys, there's not an awful lot to be doing now, to be honest. So what I'm going to do is I'll leave you with some scenery, and I'll get in touch with you when we're a little bit closer to the exploration site. Now, we haven't got too far to run, but we'll speed the video up a little bit, and I will catch you when we're 3 nautical miles out.
Transporter from dispatch, you are less than 5 miles from an exploration point. Search 1 mile around the map icon.
Okay, there we go guys. So we've heard it. We're close to the exploration site, so I'm just going to log on to NeoFly now and have a good look. We're completely en route. So basically what we're looking for now is a downed aircraft, or it could be a submarine or something to that effect. So what I am going to do is I'm just going to start getting stuff ready. So I'm going to switch the fuel pump on, get the landing lights on, and just get ready to have a good look around where we may see this this exploration site. I'm just going to have a quick look at what direction the wind is. I still think it's coming from the south, which means we'll have to come in from the north and land. I think I'm pretty sure it's a southerly wind at the moment, but let's just have a quick look again, so I didn't have a look before we logged off. Yeah, so it's coming from the south, so we'll have to land from a northerly direction. However, there isn't a lot of wind, so it doesn't make a huge amount of difference. So what we're basically looking for now is as we come up to the exploration site, we should be coming right over the top of it. And we can have a good look to see what we're looking for. So I'm going to come off autopilot now, and we can start going around and having a look at where we may just about see something. Have a good look around. Only thing is with a Skyhawk, it's not the easiest to have a look around and see what we might do, but we'll have a good look around anyway, needless to say, and just see if we can see anything that might be what we're looking for. So we'll go all the way out, and then we'll have a look around the coastline. I will give you a good hint if we cannot find it on our own of how we look for. But there we go. Look at that over on our left-hand side right there. I would say that right there is our exploration site. Looks like a downed U-boat. So now that we know where it is, we can take a note into have a look at landing. So, landing lights are on. We can get the mixture all the way up and start looking at some flaps. Get that speed all the way back now, which it is. And I think what we'll do is we'll make this nice and slow. Bleed the speed off as we come in. Bit of side slipping here. Flaps are all the way down. Hold it off. Hold it off.
Gears up for water landing. Gears up
Oh
for
my
water
god,
landing.
you found it. An old juicy unexplored wreck.
Gears
Good
up for
job,
water
Junior.
landing. Gears up for water landing. Gears up for water landing.
Gear up is up for the water landing. I'm not quite
Gears up
sure
for
how
water
we get rid of
landing.
that. But what we're going to do
Gears
now
up for water landing.
is have a good look,
Gears up for water landing.
and we'll come back round to the exploration site now.
Gears up for water.
So, main thing we don't want to do is obviously crash into it. So I'm just going to come alongside nice and slowly. Okay guys, as you can see, as you load onto NeoFly4 now, we go down to here. It says gold found, quantity 4, okay? And then we go into the aircraft here, it's got gold here, so I've got 4. So if I sell them down there, that's 57 grand I'm going to get times 4, which is an awful lot of money. So what we can do now is we can have a quick look, get everything done again, get the masters all into play, and then we can get this aircraft started again. A little bit of throttle. There we go. We've got some gold on board now. Flaps are fully up, and what I'll do is I'll leave you with some scenery, and we'll start heading back an easterly course back to our airfield and get unloaded and sell that gold. Just getting ready for the landing now. Flaps and wheels are down. We're coming in nicely. Runway's just off our nose here, nicely lit. Everything's on. We've got the landing lights on. Just slowing her down. Not much of a wind, to be honest. We got that southerly wind again. You can see the greens on the runway threshold there. Just holding off, make sure I got full flaps down, everything's green, it's all okay. Plenty of fuel in the left and right, we're on all, so I don't need to change the fuel tank. And we're coming in, just whack the fuel pump on, so the fuel pump's already on. Little bit to trim just to keep the nose up. Nice gentle flare. Nice gentle flare.
Nice landing, pilot. Transporter from dispatch. Clear the runway and taxi to
Keeping her steady. Applying the brakes now. And then whack the flaps up and we can put the taxi lights on now. Get her back to parking where we have our marshaller waiting for us. See the marshaller there just off to our right. Park and brake off and cut the engine.
Everything is on board.
Well, there we go, guys. I hope you enjoyed yourself. We'll just bring up NeoFly now. So here we go. I got the market here, so I've got some gold. I can actually sell the gold here now. So I've got 4 gold and I've made $229,000. Be mindful though. Obviously, it's cost me $229,000 here to get here. It's cost me roughly $29,000 to get my pilot here. It'll cost me $29,000 to get back. So obviously that's 60 grand. Then I've actually brought the aircraft. But what I will actually end up doing now is going to the aircraft and selling it. So I've sold the aircraft now, and I don't know if you know about me before, but I was in the regions of 10,000. I was in 9.8, I think I was when I started, or 9.6, and I've now hit the £10 million mark. So it is a profitable thing if you buy an aircraft or rent an aircraft. Renting is obviously better for you, because then you get your money back for your rented aircraft and your deposit. But there we go, guys. I hope you enjoyed yourself. That's in a nutshell how to do an exploration mission and to do it most cost effectively and within the hour. As always, I'll leave you here, but if there's any comments, please put them in the comments section below, and I hope you enjoyed it. Have a good week, and I'll put another video up soon. Cheers.